Hi everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Hope everybody's doing good. Hello. I think it's so funny that some of you request to be in my live video. I feel nervous and I'm the one who started it. I can't imagine asking to be a part of it. Hi. Just waiting on Sarah. Does anyone else get nervous about where Sarah will be when I have her join the video? You guys might not believe this, but we don't actually discuss how we're going to start the video ever. So it's always a surprise for me, just as much as it is for you guys. I never know if she's going to be in her garage or in the garden. She's going to have a Negroni or a different kind of drink. So I get to be surprised along with all of you. Welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. Just waiting for Sarah. I'm in my living room today because they're doing construction outside my office and it's so loud. And why is Sarah always late? I don't know. She's got things to do. Oh, here we go. View, go live. There's a second. I'm drinking cider. I need to go to the liquor store, but oh, hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I thought you were going to maybe be somewhere new today. I was getting everybody prepped for you to be, I don't
I
know.
am I am somewhere new.
Okay, you're on your deck.
I am on the deck, yeah.
How's it
Yeah.
going?
It's going good. I'm in front of a new acquisition in my garden.
Whoa, what is it?
It's a peony.
A peony.
Yeah, I don't want to show you just yet, but I did get it from Mom.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
it's huge.
she brought it over for you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, what are you
No.
drinking there?
I'm drinking a basil smash.
So you can drink basil? I mean, you can have basil and you don't have a reaction to
We're about to find out.
it? Um, I feel like of late I can't do like the mint, basil, rosemary, oregano, all of those kinds of things. I feel like weird.
Well, I'll keep you posted. I definitely can't have mint. As you know, I have a fresh mint allergy.
Hmm.
But I do have basil from time to time. I had basil last night on a homemade pizza, and it was fine. But I love a basil gimlet. I love a basil smash. Turns out I didn't make this. Stacy actually made it for me.
I have a bunch of questions for you. So to everybody's joining us, welcome to Where Does the Good Grow? Um, I was wondering, does Stacy make, sorry, I got distracted. It's hard to be in the position I'm in, where I do feel a lot of pressure to be the one to ask you questions and to keep it going, but then I have to look at the comments and we have an announcement that we're going to make while we're on the live. And so I'm like trying to figure that out.
All right, take a breath. It's fine. There's no rush.
Um, does Stacy make herself a cocktail
No,
when she makes you a cocktail for Where Does the Good Grow?
no.
No.
I asked her if she wanted one last week, and she said it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I said, well, I'm having one. And she said, yeah, but I'm working. And I said, I'm also working.
Yeah, I
But
know.
she's more of a, our nickname for her is
Sensible.
Sensible Stacy, and she doesn't drink that much. We'll sometimes we'll have a drink together in the evening. I don't let it slow me down, but she's sensible.
I love that. You guys got a pizza. Can you tell us more about the pizza thing?
We got a pizza stone and we made pizza last night. Like we bought
What's a
dough.
pizza stone? I don't know what
It's just
that
a
is.
big heavy stone thing, and you put it in the oven and it heats up, and then you make your pizza and you put it on the heated up stone and you cook it, and it takes only like 4 or 5 minutes.
Whoa.
And yeah, it's supposed to, I mean, I'm sure there's like some scientific explanation, heat and conduction and all of that kind of stuff. What I know is that it's a extremely heavy thing that we've never used until last night, and it went great.
That's
It went
awesome.
really, really well. Yeah,
What
it
kind
went really well.
what kind of pizza did you guys make?
It was tomato basil roasted, smoked mozzarella, basil, and tomato. Not for you.
Not for me.
What would you? There was garlic on it. There was garlic as well.
That's cool.
This is boring. We're just waiting for you. Just let me know when you want me to start being charming and interesting and funny and get to the real questions.
These are my real questions. And, people are really interested in what you're up to. This is like, where's the good goes really about Sarah? At some point
Finally,
there'll be a show about me, but really as the person who rewatches the episode each week to edit, you know, we're all here for your one-liners. I don't know how you're going to beat the Bunyan tale
is a
from
corn.
last week. It was a corn.
Yeah. Usually after each episode,
We shouldn't
after
get
we
back into that.
no, but after we film the show, Stacy always has a list of corrections for me, like what I said wrong, like which plants I misnamed, which it was a corn, not a bunion, just things like that.
I see. I see. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. I personally have been feeling like a lot of pressure. I've been getting a lot of messages from people telling me how much they look forward to watching us just shoot the shit with each other on Thursday afternoons. And I not that I wasn't taking it seriously before, but now I feel like I want to deliver something really meaningful to people. But maybe we don't need to be meaningful. Maybe this is just how we are.
Yeah. When you say meaningful, like you mean that in sort of like an existential kind of way, like
Yeah, like what's the intention? We talk about this all the time. Like, what do we do as Tegan and Sarah to like, what do we deliver to the world in a pandemic?
come here,
You know?
Holiday. Yeah, this, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I would love
Yeah.
to see more of the cats.
Yeah, I'm trying to get they just know Holiday is like standing on her back feet, but like literally as soon as I touch the phone and put it in her direction, she'll know that I'm trying to look at her.
Last night I was looking at dogs because, as you know, Sophia and I are thinking about getting a dog, and I was looking at dogs, and there was one in particular I thought was so cute, and I was like, look how cute this dog is, and then it was a fox.
Yeah, but there's dogs that look like foxes.
Yeah, but it was an actual fox.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm pretty excited about the dog thing. I'm hoping that if I do get a dog, it's really affectionate because I was really excited when you and Stacey got cats, and then they just turned out to be withholding bitches.
No, they're not. And
Yeah, they
they're
are.
no, they're not.
Yeah,
That's
they
not
don't.
true.
They're not affectionate. They're not like normal cats. They don't climb on you. Our
They climb
cousin,
on up. They climb. Mickey sits on me all the time. Just, what I find interesting in our family is that our cats have been labeled these like aloof, withholding, not cuddly animals, but they're just not interested in you guys. Like they're interested in us. We sleep together in the family bed every night. Holiday wakes me up in the middle of the night numerous times for pets. Mickey sits on my lap. As long as I sit in the right chair, he sits in my lap. They follow us everywhere, but they're just not interested in you guys. So so what you're looking for is an animal um low you have like lower expectations. You don't care what the animal's intentions are. Like as long as like I find this about dog people. As long as a dog as long as a dog knows that you might have food, it loves you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I
not ones
mean,
with rabies, but like I think like our cats aren't motivated by food. When I moved to Vancouver, mom came over to our new house with all this canned salmon, which I haven't had canned salmon since since we were kids, which I actually forgot how much I loved it. Like, ugh, like toast with like some mashed up canned salmon and some butter. Delicious. But she brought it over and she was like, I'm gonna make the cats love me, like I'm gonna bring them this like amazing treat. And she got the can opener out and the cats didn't care. And I said to her, I said, Mom, they don't really like human food or fish or really even their own food. It's amazing actually that they haven't starved to death. And she was like, you just wait. You remember how the cats you remember how Taz and Taya liked canned salmon? And I was like, oh yeah, they would have torn your arm off. Like as soon as you walked in the house with the canned, we used to touch the can opener and they would go crazy. We weren't even opening salmon and they would go crazy. I said, Mom, I think you need to manage your expectations. They don't care about the canned salmon. Sure enough, she opened up the can and she even poured all the juice fluid all over it, mashed it all up, and they just took one look at her and the canned salmon on the plate and turned right around and gave them gave their buttholes to her. Like they just were like, no thanks, bye. They delivered butthole because they were like, yeah, we don't really care about your canned salmon, lady. We know what you're trying to do here.
Look, I appreciate that. I'm going to say a couple things. The first thing I'm going to say is this. I love your cats. I love going over and cat sitting. When we go over and cat sit, we sleep in your bed and they sleep in bed with us. Sometimes I'm not entirely sure that Holiday and Mickey know the difference between us.
They do.
And
We
that's
smell
what you,
different, and they know.
that's what you tell yourself. But the point is that I love your cats. I'm totally fine with the fact that they are not typical cats that like jump on your lap and like push their head against your chin or like,
I don't think
do
that's typical. I think that's how
cat
our
things.
cats were.
No, that's how all cats are. And your cats are more like, I always say they're like stuffed animals. They're like if tiny, 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 tiny miniature people who are like this big live inside of a cat suit. Like when you take care of your cats, you never feel alone in your apartment or in your house because they follow you everywhere. This is true. And they
Yeah.
sit like humans. They sit on their butts. They watch you. They stand. It's unnerving. They're like not, you would never forget that they're in the house. And so I
Yeah.
really like your cats. They show up in a really unique way. But I do like, I don't want to have to work so hard. I think you and I have this in, like, this is another thing about us is that, like, I don't think you have to work hard to get to know me. We got to work hard to get to know you. And I also think you like hard to get to know people, and I like easy to get to know people. And we have been referred to in at times over the course of our lives as you're kind of like a cat, and I'm kind of like a dog.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
Well, let me just clear up one thing.
Sure.
I once house sat for some people who had cats. They went to Disney World and they needed somebody to watch their cats. And I would go over every couple of days and feed the cats. I never saw the cats once, not a single. I actually was so afraid that we had done something to the cats or that the cats were dead in the house or someone had kidnapped them. And we got word to my friends. It was a different time. We didn't have iPhones, whatever. But I did send a message down to Florida and they did let us know that the cats were definitely in the apartment. They were just hiding. That was the kind of cats that they were. And I was dating Emmy at the time, and we went over to the apartment and we searched that apartment. And I'm telling you, we could not find those cats. I mean, we looked. I was like, they're goners. Like this, there's no way that the cats are in this apartment. We looked in closets. We looked we looked behind appliances.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like couldn't find them. Another
Mm-hmm.
quick story. Another quick story. One time, Emmy has a cat. One time, Emmy called me in a state of hysteria. Okay, like she was just like absolutely beside herself because she thought like her cat had got out of her apartment,
Right.
which was actually my apartment at the time. We weren't dating. It's a long story. But she was living in my apartment and like she was quite convinced like had gotten out of the apartment and she was explaining to me that she'd looked everywhere in the apartment and could not find him.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point she went out onto the street. I lived on the third floor. She went
Mm-hmm.
out of the apartment, down in the elevator, three
Mm-hmm.
stories, through this long hallway, two locked doors in
Mm-hmm.
between the hallway and outside. She's running up and down the street, sobbing hysterically, screaming in French, "Have you seen my cat? Have you seen my cat?" Sobbing. People are looking under their front doors, like their patios. They're looking under their decks, looking for like. And all I kept saying to her was, how could like possibly have gone out of the apartment, down the hallway, in the elevator, through the locked doors onto the street? It makes no sense. Like the number of things that would have had to occur. Like someone would have had to like been like, sure, come on, cat, and like let them out all these doors. Anyways, it just turned out like was behind the washing machine, and you know,
Alive.
completely alive. And it turned out that he was very triggered by the sound of the cell phone that let people into the front door. Anyways, but the point I'm trying to make here is that not all cats sit on your lap, climb on you, and push their heads against you, as you described a few minutes ago. I think a lot of cats actually are the opposite. They're quite timid, quite shy. And so, yes, the cats do not sit on my lap or purr on me and rub their faces against my face like I remember our cats doing as when we were children. But they are intellectually with me. Um, in the room, they look at the things I'm doing. Sometimes I think they're watching us so that they can do those things when we're not home. And I find it really rewarding to
Mm-hmm.
be witnessed by creatures who require some effort And, I do like dogs, but like the truth is that I could throw down a piece of Kleenex with some rotten avocado on it and the dog would be mine forever. And
Yeah.
I don't, that's just too easy.
Yeah, to each his own. I mean, this is not, you don't have to choose to be a cat or a dog person, or you can. It doesn't matter.
Well, you
Um,
said, what do I think about the fact that people sometimes say you're like a dog person who likes dog people, or people like dogs, and I'm a cat person who likes people like cats. And what I say is, do we have to be so binary about this? Do we have to be dog or cat or be interested in dog or cat? Can't we just be something in between?
so do you think about ever getting a dog?
Yeah, but I'm sure my dog will be weird and wrong and intellectual, and you guys will think that it's not acting like a real dog
Are
because it
you,
doesn't want to.
is you guys, me and mom?
Yeah, you guys will be like, your stupid dogs will be in like Santa outfits, and I'll be like, my dog doesn't dress up in outfits. And they'll be like, or like my dog won't pick up seagull shit and then run through the park with mom screaming after it, trying to get whatever piece of plastic or poop out of its mouth or whatever. My dog will be sitting with its legs crossed reading a newspaper next to me on the park bench, and everyone will be like, your dog's so weird.
Okay. Do you think that, like, what's the chances that you're going to get a dog in 2020?
Like 60% chance.
There's a 60% chance you'll get a dog in the remainder of 2020.
I I can guarantee that um if I get a dog, it will be because Stacy has left me. She doesn't want a dog. She doesn't want a dog. She thinks we have enough responsibility with the house and the cats.
Yeah.
And she already feels
Stacey's putting the hard sell on Sophia and I to get a dog, and I
she
feel
doesn't
that. I think
understand why
she
she
wants
doesn't
us to have a
understand.
dog.
Yeah, she's like, what the hell's wrong with these two? Like they
We're trying. We're trying. It's there's not a lot of I should clarify this. We're trying. We don't want a huge dog. We live in an apartment, so and there's a lot of large dogs right now in Vancouver. But with the border being closed, a lot of like the rescues that generally are coming in from other countries and other places, they're just not right now. I mean, we're trying. We have applied for dogs. Vancouver people who are watching right now who run rescue agencies. It's we've been trying. I don't know what to
well,
say. I feel a lot of pressure. We're trying.
I mean, is it even can two women raise a dog together without a man in the house? I don't know.
Stop. Um, it's hard. I've said this a lot actually that I find that when you're trying to like it's almost like a hobby for me that I like look at, you know, pages for like rescue adoption places and stuff like that. And it just I don't mean to pick on these people. I mean, they're obviously very busy training and taking care of and bringing and finding homes for dogs, but like they're not the best run sites. And it's like everything links to Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. Um, it's
You
just
want
it's
old fashioned. You want to be able to just go
no, I
down,
don't. No, no, no. I don't want old
take a dog
fashioned.
out for a
No,
walk.
no,
Does
nope,
it like you? Do you give
no,
it back?
nope. I want people to update. I want people to update their social media. I want them to just like post a photo of the dog if it's available, and then if the dog is no longer available, make a note. That's what I want. But people are busy. I mean, I mean this half in jest and just
I can get
joking,
you a
but
dog. I can get you a dog. I live in a neighborhood. Dogs are off leash all the time. Stacy and I could cruise the streets with a pillowcase, scoop one up for you.
I live right by a dog park. I live a block away from a dog park on the beach. Sophie and I go every night after dinner and we wander and we look at the dogs. I've really become a dog person. I love cats. I mean, I would take a cat in a heartbeat, but we obviously travel so much that it feels like a stress for me. But I want a dog. The other day, we showed some photos. We came over to your house for Mother's Day, and we all stayed very far apart from each other. But we were
Can I
talking.
just say, can I just say that someone just commented, why don't you just become a dog sitter? And I'm like, do you know that there is a pandemic and we're not allowed to go to other people's houses?
Yeah, but I guess what at some point I could. No, I don't want. This is the thing is I don't want to be a dog sitter. I'm not on the fence here. I want a dog. I've spent the last 18 months emotionally preparing, prepping, asking questions of my friends with dogs, talking openly with people about my fears around my dog stuff. And I've never had a dog. So, but the other day, I want to get back to this. The other day,
Sorry. Yeah.
you had us over on Mother's Day, and we were talking about dogs. And Sophia and I were showing some photos of dogs that we were interested in. A big conversation about poop started because every time I show a picture of a dog that's bigger than a postage stamp, everyone's like, the poop's going to be huge. And here's the thing, if you're picking up poop, whether it's big or it's small, it's still poop. It's still poop. You're still using a thin plastic bag to pick up fecal matter off the ground in front of people and your dog, who's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bitch. And that's, I don't care, like whether it's big or it's small. Like that doesn't really matter to me, but I'm cautious about getting a really big dog because we do live in an apartment. So, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I've been next to a dog park for years. I mean, I'm obsessed. I know so much about dogs.
I want a big dog.
Yeah, like yeah.
Like I want a dog that could like protect me.
Yeah, but do you ever watch those videos on the internet of like the person who's like pretends that they fall down on the ground and they pretend that they died and they have
Not
like
from
their
a
phone
seizure.
set up?
No, not
No, but
from a
just
seizure.
okay, but can I get it out? So like there's these videos that go around a lot about like where people will be like, I set up my camera and I pretended to fall down and die to see what my dog would do, and the dogs just run off. But you're saying that you think if you had a big dog whose nature is to protect you, that as long as you don't just fall and have a seizure, you're saying like if you've been attacked, the dog will protect you?
Yeah, like I feel like a big dog tells people, stay away from me.
Right. There's some really big dogs in my building and they're like babies. They're like they're so sweet and sucky. It's the small dogs that then you it sounds like if you want something to protect
Oh,
you,
I
you have
don't
a
want
small dog,
barking.
one of those yapping,
Nope,
biting,
nope, 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 nope.
tiny.
I want a dog. I want a like a husky or a German shepherd or like something like that, and
We've
its
been
name is
looking at huskies. We've been looking at huskies because
yeah, and it's gonna
apparently they're kind of like lazy-ish,
mhm.
which is great.
and and I'll just take it and well, listen, my dog, it's gonna have a tough name. Her name's gonna be Bullet, and it's gonna be the most well-trained, gentle dog, but in public, I'm gonna constantly be like, "Whoa, girl, no, that's not a threat." Like just like say things like that, so people are like, "Whoa," like if I'm on a trail, like this morning I was jogging alone in this park, and it's like, it's really isolated. It's like I'm on these like paths I'm up on the mountain. It's like, sometimes it's really isolated. And I just imagine like jogging past, there was this man on the path walking, and it kind of made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But I thought to myself, well, if I had Bullet here, I would just say like, Bullet, no, no biting as we walked past the guy.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I like that it has a mean name. I think that's great. As you've heard, I don't know if I'm going to be able to convince Sophia of this, but you already know this about me, but I want to give my dog a purely human name. Like some human names can be adopted for dogs, and it's fine. Like if you saw a dog and his name was Henry, like that's super cute, but I like want just a name that is not a dog name for a dog because there's just
Like
nothing I
Mike.
think. No, like I think that it would be extremely funny. I'm going to use the name of someone that we've already talked about in this conversation because it's funny, but like I think like taking your dog to the park and the dog runs and then you're like, "Stacy! Stacy! Stacy!"
You do not call your dog my partner's name.
No,
Like
no, no,
that's
I'm not
not
going to. I know. Like or like Melissa. Melissa, because what'll happen is that everyone in the dog park, everyone in the dog park is gonna think I'm like yelling at like a friend or a kid or whatever, and then like my husky's gonna come up and they're gonna be like, "What?"
yeah.
I just think that,
A husky
or like you're
name.
like Brad, Brad, Brad. Someone just said Linda. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Derek,
Mm.
Sean, Derek, Derek. Sit. I just think it's so funny. Anyway, we can stop talking about the dogs here for a second. Tell us a bit about your garden this week. What's happening?
Yeah, so we had
I was
started to talk.
you promised me when I was over on Sunday that you were going to actually mow the lawn for these people. I mean,
Well,
I
it's
don't
been
think these people are
raining.
tuning in to hear us bullshit about dogs, but
It's been raining. It's not the right time to mow one's lawn when it's been raining because I looked this up.
yeah.
I mean, first of all, my lawnmower is electric, so like water,
Uh,
electricity,
yeah.
you know, they say it's fine, but like it's not you don't want to mow through a puddle, but like the grass is damp
Got it. You don't even need
and
to elaborate. It's been raining this week in Vancouver. Can't mow
Yeah.
the lawn.
It also,
S-
this is interesting though. Just hold on.
No.
When you mow your lawn when it's wet, it makes the grass twice as heavy. I mean, I don't know if it's twice as heavy, but
Mm.
it makes it heavy because it's damp. So it's like it also makes it harder for your machine to run. So there's going to be no mowing today, but that's why I set myself up here because we do have a new thing in our garden. It's on our deck, but it's really exciting because it's gigantic and it's already flowering. Do you want to see it? It's a peony.
Yes. So
Mom,
a peony is a type of flower or a plant, or like what is it?
no,
What
it's
does
a
that
plant,
mean? It's a plant. Okay.
and
Just gulp that shit down, huh?
yeah, got to keep the buzz going. But Mom called Stacy and asked if we wanted it, and so then we were in the middle of making buckwheat blueberry pancakes, and Mom said that some really nice people in her building were going to carry the plant out for us. It's huge. We had to like
Okay.
get a measuring tape, make sure it would fit in the vehicle,
Okay.
And so we quickly like scarfed down our pancakes, and then we went down to Mom's back alley, and sure enough, there was this gigantic plant wrapped up in saran wrap. It was an elaborate explanation about how we were to unwrap it very slowly
Okay.
and then undo the ties from the top down and support it and put like sticks in it and tie it and like whatever. I don't think truthfully I don't Stacy and I didn't really feel like she even wanted to get rid of the plant. Like we felt like it was like, do we even take this plant?
She just
She's
wanted to
gonna
see you. She just missed you. She was like, I'll give you Tilly. I'll give you my car.
so we put the plant in the car. She was like, I have no idea how you guys are gonna get this out of the car. And it's true, the people who were helping put the plant in the car were like seemed much more able than Stacy and I were whatever. And we got it home. Mom made me sit in the back seat and hold the plant, support it while we drove.
Wait, so who was in the car? The peony
And Stacy.
and Stacy.
But when I was getting into the car, Mom said you should sit in the back seat and support it. And I was like, is that safe? But she was like, you got to support the peony. So I got in the back seat, I supported the peony. Stacy and I got it home. We followed all of the instructions. There was a few leaves that fell off, but I think it turned out really, I mean, all things considered, you'll see how big it is. It was fine
Okay.
that we lost a couple, but let me just hold on. Okay, how do I turn it? This is it, right here. It's
Wow.
big.
I think we need a size reference.
All right, hold on. Here's my drink.
Oh yeah, that is big.
Wait,
Wow. That fit in the back of your car?
well, it was all wrapped.
Wow. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks
Very
awesome.
nice.
But here's what's great about it. Look at these. It's gonna get pink.
Oh.
It's gonna get pink flowers. That looks a bit like dog dick right now, but it's gonna be beautiful pink flowers.
My God, how that's so upsetting that you said that. Well, we were all leaning in to look. Oh,
These
here, you want to see?
roses,
Do you want to see something that's flowering in my house?
sure.
Okay, hold on.
She didn't ask, but these flowers we actually got for free. We were at a garden center, and if you bought something, then they gave you these roses, and I thought they were gonna die, but they've actually thrived. Look at
Okay,
how
this
light
is
and little they are.
really heavy. Can you look, ma'am?
Oh yeah.
See that? That's about
Yeah.
to.
What is it?
I don't know. This is like a fucking weed. There's like 8 of them in my house.
Oh yeah.
That looks great. Yeah, they're all over the place. So mom gave me a plant for my outdoor patio. I can't remember what it's called. If mom's watching, can you post on the screen what it's called? But she and her partner delivered it over here the other day. And then last night I noticed that a bunch of the leaves were turning brown, but just on one side. So I'm worried that I get quite a bit of sun on my patio, but it's really tall. It's really exciting if it can survive. But mom called me and told me to cut all the brown leaves off and that I wasn't watering it enough, which felt a little unfair because I've only had it for 3 days and I did water it on one of those days and then it poured rain. So I thought it was getting enough water. So then we decided to just blame it on the patio that it was on
Oh,
beforehand. What's happening? It's
it's
like
raining.
I pay so much attention to you when you talk about all this stuff,
Sorry.
and then the second I start talking about my plants,
Well, just
you're
for the
like,
record, you're in a really controlled environment, which is your home, and often I am just responding to the environment around me, and right now it's just started raining. It's sun
okay,
raining. You
I
know this
see.
kind of rain?
Yes, it's doing that on my deck as well. Mom just posted, it's called a hydrangea. So mom gave me a hydrangea, and it's going to get big pink flowers, apparently.
Yeah.
If
Well,
it's,
yeah, they can be all different kinds of colors. I have a lot of hydrangeas in my yard,
but I
actually.
think it was hers before, so she would know.
Oh, so she knows already what color it's going to be.
Yeah, I think she said that it was pink. I can't
I mean,
remember.
is that not like such a nice, like the rain and the sun and the trees?
It's very beautiful.
So nice. Well, I'm gonna just kind of sit under the awning here. Oh, well, you know what's behind me? It's a cage that Stacy puts me in when I've been bad.
Can you get in it? Let's see how big it is. Can you prop your phone up? You should get a
No, I'm
little.
not.
You should get a little tripod, like a little.
Yeah, I keep meaning to, but like, where do you? I mean, I guess you order it from Amazon. Like, where do I
Yeah, we
go to get
sh
that right now? You
um
know?
yeah, I'm not gonna say order it from Amazon, but you could order it online.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. Look at this. This is
Um
wild. Well, this is wild. It's really a full sun rain.
yeah, it's crazy to think we only live 15 minutes apart, and if I put my phone out my window, it'd just be not that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Um, this
Hey, can I
this
bring up
is
some? Oh, no, go
yeah.
ahead.
I was just
No,
gonna show you. This is the cat house.
yeah. So you built this because so when you bought this house, you wanted your cats to be able to go outside. So you had this cat house built by a woman who designs interesting stuff. She did some cool shelves for you as well. But the cats, you just trained them to just like hang out on the deck, and now they don't go in the cat house, right?
They go in it. They go in it, but it's like it proved to not really be very necessary because our real concern is that there are bears and like cougars and like I mean I don't know, it's like the wilderness out here. And so there was a concern that if the cats were outside on the deck that potentially I guess we thought like a bear was going to wander up here, but that just is not what happens. And
No.
so and we put a big security gate um on our deck and and the cats can't get over it. So they just don't even need a place to go. So we were going to get rid of the cat house, this beautiful thing that we had built. And then as soon as we started talking about it, now the cats go in it all day. They just lay in it, they sleep in it, they fight over it now. They just like think it's like a fun place to hang out.
Well, good thing that you had it built for them then.
We even put these expensive um
Felt pads for them. Fuck, man, animals they're so lucky. It's like when
so lucky.
mom bought that beanbag chair, like, but for adults. And it was like
Yeah.
so fancy, and she talked about it for so long about having and hawing over she should get it, and then she ordered it and she got it, and then it just became Tilly's bed
Yeah.
because that's what happens. You get an animal, and all of a sudden your couch, your everything, it just becomes an animal bed. That's
Oh
one thing
yeah.
I'm worried about dogs because if I were to classify what kind of dog owner I think I'll be, and I'm happy to be proven wrong, I'll keep you all posted. But like, I feel like I'm going to be the kind of dog owner that's like, please lay down in your dog bed, eh, like by the fireplace, and don't come up on people's furniture.
Okay, Tegan. Sure. Yeah. I can't wait to prove you wrong.
Um, we've been talking about maybe getting a German Shepherd and then teaching it commands in German.
Why in German? I thought you were learning Italian.
I am.
Well, why German then?
Because it's a
Nine.
German. Because it's a
Oh,
German.
German Shepherd.
Because it's a
Oh,
German Shepherd.
oh yeah, that's
Um,
funny.
hey, one thing I really wanted to talk about is we have really very much been enjoying doing this Where Does the Good Grow show every week. And last week we talked about how we thought we should do merchandise, and we put up a poll. And thanks to so many of you, thousands of you voted in the poll. It was very
Hmm.
close. We had a yellow t-shirt versus a long sleeve orange shirt that our wonderful creative director and designer Emmy Story pulled together this week, and everybody voted, and it was very evenly split. I actually feel very stressed out by the results because it's basically an American election. It feels like there was like a very small margin, like of like basically half the people wanted one and half the people wanted the other, and in the end, the yellow shirt won out just slightly, so we've decided we're going to make that one. So tonight, I think it's actually already live, but
Yeah.
we're going to put it up on social media. But the Where's the Good Grow T-shirt is going to go live. It's going to be for sale. You can get it. We're both getting it. I'm going to
Yeah.
now just wear it. I'm going to wear it. I don't know if we'll have it by next week, but I'm really excited about that. We've been talking so much this week about like what we should be doing and what we should be producing. Do you wake up on Thursdays and think like, yay, I have purpose and I'm so excited to get up and do this show, this thing, this whatever this is, this talking at each other thing?
I mean, I feel anxious because I just don't want to do a bad show. Like it feels like it's pretty improv spontaneous. So I mostly just like last night in bed, I was saying to Stacey, like, what do I do? What do I talk about? Oh my God. She was the one who made the suggestion of doing the show in front of the peony.
Oh, thanks, Daisy. Oh, I also just saw Emmy posted. The pre-order is live now, so
Oh, great.
you can pre-order the t-shirt as of now. We'll post it on social media too, so to remind you all. But um, uh, yeah, it's so funny. I kind of feel nervous too. I also went and got blood work this week because I've been feeling very tired and been having all these weird symptom things again. But I found out that I have basically no iron.
Yeah, I have that too. Oops.
What's wrong? You got
I
something
had
on your
some
face. Oh, I'm sorry.
basil.
Was I talking about myself?
No, I also have an iron deficiency.
Yeah. Well, mine was bad, but now it's even worse. I'm basically almost down to none. Um,
Are you taking the oral iron pills?
yeah, I'm going to start doubling my dose. But I've been feeling very tired. I've been joking that some days I feel very, very, very productive, and then other days I think I have mono.
Hmm.
And this is, I think, potentially just the log line for the pandemic. But it was good to know that there actually is physically something, or physiologically something like, or is it physiologically? I mean, who cares? Point is that it was nice to hear that something's wrong with me because I have been feeling very tired.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, we're old now too, right? Like our bodies are basically in a state of decay. We're at that age where, I mean, really, like even 100 years ago, we would have been in old age.
Yeah, yeah,
You
sure.
know?
The breeding years are almost over, so just
Hell
die.
yeah, exactly. They're basically like, thanks for hanging out. I know
Someone
what
just
I can.
wrote, "Where does the iron go?"
I wanted to show you something. It's a surprise.
Oh, great. Okay, she's walking out her gate.
Look what I found this week. You ready?
Ugh, ugh, Disney hands.
They just keep popping up.
So you didn't plant those?
Yeah, originally we planted them, but they just decided to start showing up now.
They're super scary.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah. These ones too.
Are you out in the So that's what happens. They go from Disney hands and then they turn
This is a
into
different. These
oh,
are actually different than these ones. They're hostas, but these are different.
right. Like there's like Disney hands, then there's like green onion.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I did some planting in the
So
yard.
what do hostas eventually look like?
I'll sh like these are hostas.
So the Disney hands turn into
No,
that?
no. I'll show you what Disney hands turn into. Hold on.
Ugh, it makes me very sick watching you run walk. I kind of want you to fall because I think it would make for funny content. Oh, that's what happens?
Yeah.
That's Disney hands?
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
These are also Disney hands.
So they're just different kinds of pastas?
Yeah.
I see.
Look at these little guys trying
The,
to
these are your
trying to survive.
ferns?
Yeah, these little ferns, I wasn't sure if they were gonna make it, but and then these things, they're kind of like almost like weeds. They're ferns too, but look at how tall they are.
Wow. Are they as
Like
tall as you?
like this is my yeah, this is as tall as me.
So they're about 3 feet high.
I saw people saying, "Let's see more gardens," so I'm just showing
Oh, I
What
see. Sorry.
are you drinking whiskey or scotch or something?
Yeah, I'm pounding it. No, I'm having a cider.
Oh, okay, because I was like, that's an aggressive drink for 3 o'clock.
If this was whiskey,
Yeah.
yeah. No, no, I'm just drinking cider. It's a authentic dry cider from Lone Tree.
Oh,
It's
sounds great.
Yep, it's nice and light. A little sugar. It's mostly just sugar. It seems like. I mean, maybe I don't. I'm not dissing it. It's all. It's. I'm enjoying it. Thanks so much.
So, so this is what Mom brought you. She brought you a hydrangea.
Yes.
So I have a bunch of them.
Yeah. Let me just get a reference. Yeah, mine's really big compared to that.
Like, no,
Yeah.
like bigger than this?
You got to step back, ma'am. I can't see. It's just different looking. I'd say that the one that Mom gave me is maybe like 2, 3 feet high, but it's not as full because I had to cut half the leaves off.
Okay, well, I don't understand. So Mom gave you a huge hydrangea, but gave me this little one?
Yes, I mean,
We've
she's
got
given you a
a,
lot of things. Your whole garden's full of shit she gave you. So
I'm
settle
just
down.
kidding. We have a slug issue.
Ugh, yesterday, like a centipede crawled out of the hydrangea, and honestly, if I was strong enough, I would have taken the hydrangea and I would have fucking hucked it off the balcony.
Well,
Like if that if and here's the only reason why. Outside bugs don't bug me, but outside bugs don't bother me, but like if that centipede shows up in my apartment, which it might, it's literally next to the patio door. I don't even know what I would do. Like one time, Sophia and I, we when we were living in Los Angeles, we lived in this apartment downtown LA, and we went for ice cream downstairs, and when we came back upstairs, a cricket, which I fucking hate crickets. I would say that I hate cockroaches and crickets on the same level because they're basically the same thing, just with smaller wings, it feels like. But a cricket rode up on my pant leg. I'm guessing one of our pant legs, but probably mine, because there was a lot of crickets outside and it got loose in the apartment. And I mean, we must have looked for this fucking cricket for like 45 minutes. At one point, we had a vacuum cleaner out and a broom. I mean, the two of us were in just a complete and total state of hysteria trying to get this cricket. And it's so crazy to think because it's just a tiny little bug. Like, who cares? But we were so upset. It took so long. We had to dismantle furniture and move things. And when we finally caught it, we were laughing so hard. And we were like, and just like that, we got the cricket. And P.S., we saved it. We didn't even kill it. We couldn't catch it with the vacuum cleaner. I actually ended up physically getting it and taking it out into the hallway and setting it free. Ma'am, are you still here?
Riveting story. I had my doubts if the cricket was going to make it, but then you came in there
I
with a
just want to
happy
say,
ending.
I just want to say, I think we've got a great shtick happening here. I think that I do a lot of the work to like, here's what happens when you tell a story and it's long and rambling. I think to myself two things. First, I think is that like everyone's watching me too, so I try to have reactions and responses to your story, even though most of your stories I've heard 1,000 times. The second thing I think is that this story in long
Hmm.
form is long and people are buying in right now. They're watching at home, they're having a drink maybe, they're having lunch, whatever they're doing. But later on, I'm going to edit the story and I'm going to make it even funnier because I'm going to punch it up by shortening it. Here's what happens when I start telling a story. You're like this.
As I keep telling you,
And
don't
then I
underestimate.
finish the story, and then I finish the story, and then it's like this. Just be quiet for a second, ma'am. I finish the story, and then it's like this. Silence. So here's the thing. That's fine. That's fine. But I want you to understand how much work it takes to make your story even funnier. And I'm fine to do that. In fact, when I'm editing, I edit myself out almost entirely, except for just reacting because I, I'm here for you. Consider me I'm your dry, sarcastic side act.
Well, you're the
Okay?
host.
Yeah, I'm the host. Next week, why don't you sign into Tegan and Sarah, and I'll sign into Where Does the Good Grow, and we could switch roles.
Yeah, but see, what I think that you fail to understand about my role
Hmm.
is that I'm outdoors. I just dealt with a rainstorm. I've moved locations. I've had to just work on the fly. I'm basically like, I've covered this yard. I mean, I'm like creating content. You're sitting in front of a white wall, blinking. And,
Yeah,
you
but that's
know,
what I'm saying. Like yours is easy. You every 2 seconds something's happening on your end. All I'm doing is sitting in front of a wall, so I have to turn into a comedian. Like I'm like, I'm like this. When
but
you're like, look at this fern, and I'm like, oh, a
right, but if you were like,
fern. Like I'm like,
right,
I
but
don't know. It just looks like a green plant. Cool. And then you're like, and then Stacy shaved my bunion off, and I'm like, like you don't
well,
even
say
have to
something.
react. You're just like this. You're just like this.
I laughed once.
But then it's like a rainforest and trees and cat houses, and then your cats come on the screen. It's easy for you.
Well, I think how we define easy and hard are different. I think that I think that I don't have time to be monitoring my facial expressions because I'm trying not to like fall down a set of stairs or completely reveal my the location of my house. And you're just like you have probably like 72 books piled up with your phone pointed in a flattering angle in front of a white thing, and I'm like, it's sunny, it's shady, there's kids here, there's a bear, there's a dog, don't go out on the street, like, I mean, I have a lot to contend with, you know?
I see. There's a bear. You know what? I'll say this. I'd like to get some sponsors for Where Does the Good Grow. If anyone wants to sponsor the show, is interested in product placement, we're on board. Because I feel like if a bear shows up, this is gonna be big. This is gonna be huge. So if you could like, I don't know what you need to do. You need to put like open bags of garbage in your backyard. But I think I want to just say too, I'm so disappointed that there's no footage of the raccoons. And I just think like you've got all these cameras on your house. Why can't you
I do have footage of them. Maybe I'll
Why
send you
don't you
the.
post some? Why don't you post some raccoon footage on Where's the Good Grow? Change it up over there.
Oh, so you think my content's boring?
No, I'm saying like a lot of people reacting to the raccoon content. Give it to them.
All right, well, I'll consider your suggestion. And sorry for boring you with these ferns. I
No one's
just
bored.
just
No
feel
one's bored.
proud that everything is just growing and still alive.
How's the grass that you were protecting last week?
It's still being protected. I will show you. There's not much to see yet, but what I noticed today when I was doing my rounds in the garden is that there is a yellowy shade coming up in the soil, and so I know that the grass is beginning to grow.
Let's
Can you
see.
see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's working. It's working.
It is working.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, but like look at that grass.
Yeah.
That grass is thriving.
It really is thriving.
Yeah.
I bought binoculars this week.
Oh, cool. Yeah. You live in a different kind of wilderness.
Hmm. Yeah,
There's a lot of
neighbors beware.
yeah, that you are always constantly sending stuff to our family chat like there's 62 ambulances and police cars and I wonder what's happening. If only I had binoculars.
Yeah. Yesterday, Sophia texted me in the afternoon and she was like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know, or just wanted to remind you of something." And I thought it was going to be super serious. And she said, "Don't forget to order binoculars." So I ordered binoculars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good idea.
Um, I wanted to say one more time as we get close to wrapping up here, as we get close to 4 o'clock, which is kind of like the end of our show time. Um, that for those that are just tuning in, I see there's a lot of new people watching. We did end up making a decision about the Where Does the Good Grow merch. And so live right now is a pre-order for the yellow Where's the Good Go or Where Does the Good Grow t-shirt. Thank you for voting, everyone. It was very close. Which one did you like better, Sarah, the yellow or the
You
orange?
know what? I like the yellow design better, but as you know, I don't really like to wear short sleeves.
T-shirts, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I probably would have voted for the long sleeve, but I really appreciate that people like the yellow one, and I think because it's summer, it perhaps makes the most sense to just include something with a little bit less fabric. So I'm all for the yellow.
Yeah. I definitely like the design. It's so funny because I don't really wear any color. So I like it, but I mean, I'm gonna wear it. I'll wear it because I wear all Emmy's designs, but I don't really like color.
Well, maybe they can make a couple for us that are unique and special. Like yours can be a black t-shirt and mine can be like a black coat.
Yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
thanks, Emmy. Emmy just posted it. I don't know how that works. I'm bad with. Did you see that earlier this week I took over the It Gets Better Instagram account and I
Yeah,
interviewed Cameron Esposito.
it was great.
I was so stressed out.
How did you feel like it went?
I think it went good. It was just stressful because it's weird to sign into someone else's account and then there's like security codes and then I wasn't sure if I was supposed to um, post it to stories afterwards. I'm just like, I'm still really getting used to all of this technology. Oh, Emmy said that they can make us black coats. Um, but it was really cool. It was really exciting to talk to Cameron. For everybody watching, if you're looking for a good, awesome new book to read, Cameron Esposito put out a book a month ago or 2 months ago now called Save Yourself. It's really great.
Hmm.
We have been working on the paperback version of High School, our memoir. Emmy's been
Hmm.
hard at work coming up with a new cover. That's coming
Hmm.
out. It's looking
Yeah.
like it'll probably come out in October,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I feel like a lot of people who maybe missed out on the sort of first round of us talking about the book, maybe they'll be tempted by this new cute slim paperback version.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It feels I feel really grateful that we have things to work on right now.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm feeling still, I know we talked about this a bit last week, but I know a lot of people are really struggling and finding it difficult to get into their creative zone, but I feel very creative.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy working on music every day, even if I know that some of it is really crap, you know?
Yeah.
Are you
I
reading comments? You're not paying attention, or is this to teach me a lesson? You're not going to show, you're not going to make any facial expressions now?
No, I think all the music you're making is really good. I don't think it's crap at all. I think right now we could go make a new record just of the songs you've worked on. I'm not sure that anything
That's
I've made
nice.
I don't know that anything I've made is that great yet, but
Are you
I,
fishing for me to like compliment your music and say, no, that's not true, Tegan. We
oh my
could go
God. No, my
make a
God,
record
no.
for yourself.
No, 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 no. If you did that, I would probably die on live. So that would be awful for all these poor people
Because
watching.
you'd know, because why? Because you'd be like so surprised that I was saying something nice about your music, or because
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
stop.
No, not something nice. I just mean like it's not the way you are. You aren't really you're not like that.
Like
But
what?
I'm ex like you're not you aren't like I feel like my responses to when you send me music, I sometimes project that you might feel frustrated because I just write back and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so great. I love it." And I don't give you a lot of like change this word or change the like I don't give you a lot of feedback like that and your response is often like much more technical. You give me a lot of technical stuff, but you're never like, "Oh my God, this is amazing."
I do. When I think something is really amazing, I say I think it's really amazing. But you do give me, you don't remember like your feedback of my songs. I filed it away. I remember when I played sent you the demo for Back in Your Head and you said it was too slow. I remember that. I remember
And it
being
was
like, it is?
yeah, and it was too slow, but that was also like 12 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you file those things away, especially when the song becomes one of those songs that they'll play when you die. They're just like, here's one of the quintessential Tegan and Zara songs. And even in death, I'll be thinking, Tegan thinks it might be a little slow, a little
Well,
fraction too slow.
the recorded version for the con is way faster than it was your demo. I was right.
Yeah,
It was too
I'm just,
slow.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, like, when I send you things, you do often give me feedback that I think about.
Right. I sent you a batch of songs that I had been working on, and your comments were all like, you should write for, you wrote back to one of them, this is awesome. You should write for young pop singers.
Yeah, that's true. What's wrong with that? That's a wonderful compliment.
Yeah, but I'm not writing for a young pop singer. I don't want to. I'm writing for us.
But we're old pop singers, so it's like I just felt like maybe the material was better suited to a young pop star, not an old one.
Or like the other day, you sent me feedback about a song because you said I used this one word way too many times, and I'm like, have you heard "Back in Your Head" or "Walking with a Ghost" or "Monday, Monday, Monday"? You use the
You
same
know what
word
the
over
word
and
is
over
though?
again.
You know what the
Don't
word
say the
is though?
word. Don't say the word out loud.
There was one word, maybe we're thinking about a different word, but the word that you were using, I felt like it had too many syllables in it. It was a very long word.
Which word?
Extraordinary.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm moving on to the song I sent you last week that you gave me
Oh, no, no,
feedback
no.
about.
No, no, no. But I do think that sometimes like things like that unlock. Okay, like sometimes when I'm thinking about songwriting, I think of it like a computer game or like levels or something, and it's like sometimes you need certain types of feedback to unlock so you can, or like it sends you to the next level of the song, or it helps you get through like a locked door and then you're in the next room and then you have this idea. Like it's like sometimes you can't find it on your own.
Yeah. No, no, no. I like it. Don't change anything. I like it. You're withholding, and it works.
I don't think that's true. I don't think I'm withholding. I think what you just said was that I do give you a lot of feedback. That's not withholding. That's like somebody who's like, you
Like
know,
of the, but of the like, positive, happy stuff.
I don't totally, that doesn't totally compute for me.
Hmm.
Like positive, happy stuff. Like I think like if I didn't feel positive or happy or like it was like there was a chance that you could turn it into something extraordinary, for example, I would just respond. I wouldn't even respond.
Yeah, but there was a song that I sent you that you didn't respond to, and after a couple weeks, I was like, you didn't respond to one of my new songs, and you said I didn't, and then I was like, no, and then you didn't respond. Like you never, you still to this day have never responded about it, and I look. Here's the thing: is that this is our process. It's always been this way. I think things are going really great for us, so we probably shouldn't change it. But when you send me a new song, like I said, it's just I don't know. I'm just so excited. I think I've been on the record of saying this. Like I'm such a fan. I don't think that there's ever been anything that you've sent me that I didn't like.
Right, but you understand how absurd it is to think that I would be in a band with you since 1995 and not think that your music was good enough for me to stick around. Like I'm not
No,
just
I
like
know, and I'm not. I
not
don't
like
think that you don't
slumming
think
it with
I'm good.
you.
Yeah, no, totally.
Like
I'm
I've
not.
just been waiting. I'm actually waiting for something better to come along. It's been 25 years.
No, I'm not in any way implying that you don't like my music or don't like being in a band with me. I'm just saying that sometimes I don't know if it's that I send you too many things at once. I mean, I try all sorts of different strategies, but like I sent you a block of music at the same time, and there was, like I said, just one song that you didn't even respond to, and I don't know. Like I actually really just I like our process. I think it's good. I think it's really good. It's
Let me give you a little bit of perspective of where my attention span is. Um, Usually
right
after
now.
dinner, like yeah, in general.
Okay.
Like Stacy and I after dinner we'll watch an episode of something. So right now we're watching Billions
Yeah, such a
and
good show.
and and like we do it every night. Like it's not like one of those things where like, oh, we were watching some episodes this weekend and then we're like catching up a week later or whatever. Like every single night around exactly the same time, we finish dinner, we wash the dishes, we sit down in the living room, and then I open up the app and I go, "What episode are we on? What happened?" I have to watch the recaps. It's as if I didn't even watch the episode the day before. I don't know what anyone's name is except for Axe, the main guy. I don't, and and this is actually the second time that I've watched the series. I'm rewatching it with Stacy right now, and I don't know anyone's names. The other day Stacy was talking about some plot line, and I got the two main guys confused, and I thought that the one guy's wife was she was talking about. It's confusing. Like I don't know. I just have
Yeah.
I have some damage, and I think it's just because I spend a lot of the day doing tiny, tiny, tiny little things on loop over and over and over again. I mean, you know this. We have very different writing styles. Like I will listen to a song, I'll listen to like a section of a song, like 16 bars of a song on loop for like 6 hours. And then I come into the house and it's like my jaw hurts from being like it's like tense. And I'm like everything's on loop and all the little hearing hairs in my ears are just vibrating and like they're just like fatigued and sometimes it's like I just I have only a little bit left to give and that's also why I have cats because if I had a dog it would need me to be more present and it would be sad, it would give me a little sad face. It would be like, oh, daddy's home, and then I would be like, I'm tired, whatever, where's the cats? Like I just and
Okay.
Stacy, I guess she's a kind of a cat person too, but like I just come in and I like look a little bit shell shocked and I pretend to understand what's happening on the TV show and then I fall asleep and I start over again the next day.
Yeah. Great. Fair enough. Like I said, I don't want to change our process. All this started, with me saying that we just have very
It's
different
not
processes.
ADD. I see a lot of people writing ADD. I do not have ADD.
Well,
Okay, I don't. No, I don't.
um,
If anything, I have the opposite.
right.
I have like um what's it called? Like I have the opposite of that.
I'll say this, that I think what the kind of music that we're making right now, when the pandemic sort of hit, we'd already taken a lot of this year off because we wanted to be able to write new music and make start working on a new record. But I feel like in the last 2 months, everything we're making is really different
Hmm.
than what we've made before. Like I think we both had the same thought, which is that we should just kind of make something really different and weird and emotional and also like potentially just not so well, we'll see what it ends up being. I mean, who knows? It's but so far it's been like I don't know. For me, it's really exciting. Everything you've sent me, I've been like, it's clear that you're trying new things and you're challenging yourself, and it's great.
Thanks. Well, I feel the same way about you.
Do you?
I do, and I stand behind my compliment to you that a lot of what you write, I think to myself, oh my God, if I was a young pop star, I would think this stuff was fantastic. I mean, you really have an innate skill for writing, a fantastic 3-minute song with really everything is catchy, everything is sort of like memorable, and it just, what do the kids say? It slaps. And I think that's fantastic.
Cool. Well,
I see that Christian is on here. Maybe he wants to take over your career as a independent songwriter who writes slapping songs for young pop stars. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Um, I've
I
been I feel like I also, don't you ever just feel like, I mean, this is what happens in marriages and relationships as well as creative relationships, but like, when on TV or whatever, like the wife will be like, you know, you better start paying attention and telling me, that I'm hot or I'm gonna go find someone else. Like that's what it sort of feels like. Like you're like, if you don't tell me that my songs are amazing, like, I'll go find another collaborative partner. And I'm saying like, I hear you, I see you, I feel you, and I will try better. I will try harder, and I will do my best. But I also think that in some ways, the yin and the yang of our dynamic is important.
100%.
And I think if I started giving you all of the accolades and feedback that you desired, that you would get bored, and you would find someone else disagreeable and aloof to try to prove your talent to.
I see. So ultimately, you think that you do agree that you're a bit aloof and that you provide me a place to go to impress.
I don't know if it's aloof. I don't know if it's aloof. I think that it's a little bit like I'm not gonna
You're a
just
bit aloof. You're a bit aloof.
I'm just not gonna like I'm not gonna shower you with a bunch of exclamation marks so that you can be like, check, yay, I did it. She likes that song. Like I'm gonna give you feedback that I think
But
is
do you
gonna
ever
help you
think?
start
But
something to.
I totally understand. And again, this has always been our process, and we've gotten this far, so why change it? But do you ever think like, wow, like especially of late, like I've started instead of working on a song for a day, I've started working on a song for like say a week, and then I send it to you that I could use a couple exclamation marks.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go through the emails. I'm pretty sure I've written some exclamation marks. I'm pretty sure that I've
Yeah,
written
you were
like
like, wow, this song's really, or you should write songs for young pop stars! Exclamation mark.
that was one song. But like even this week, you sent me a song and I said, "This is cool!" Exclamation mark.
You did. I did actually. That day, Sophia got home and I was like, Sarah said I wrote a cool song. It was like,
Oh God. I mean, just so you know, you're the one that is you like this dynamic of yourself being like, oh, shucks, Sarah didn't give me enough feedback. Like, I mean, you're really like, you could at any point you could just be like, screw Sarah. I don't need her feedback. If she's not going to give me good feedback, I'll go get it somewhere else. Like, I mean, you really
well,
could.
yeah, I don't send my music to anyone else, but I do appreciate the few sentences you give me. It keeps me going.
Oh my God.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
What about when you send someone a song and then what this has happened to me recently. Like you'll send someone a song and then
You send people your music?
I send it to Stacy and Emmy.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say which one did this, but like I know when people are lying. It's not something that I don't need exclamation marks. I just
So
know.
which song did someone lie to you about?
Well, I think all of them. I think everyone's just like, these are great, but I don't actually think anyone tells me the truth anymore.
Well, I don't really feel sorry for you there because they are really great. I just told you, and I
I
mean,
don't feel
I think Emmy and Stacey are both valid sources and people that you can send to. But like the reality is that the one person you should trust is me because I have impeccable taste, and you're writing really interesting and unique music.
I don't trust you either. I don't think you can you can know anymore. Like I've decided that none of us really can be the judge of our own art anymore. Like we're just too close to it. It's just been too
Yeah, but
long.
I'm not the judge of my own art. I'm the judge of your art. I'm not you. There are two of us.
I know, but it's like, aren't we just the same? I mean, don't you feel like you're just in some kind of vortex now? Like, how can you really know if I know if your music is good or not at this point? I mean, it's just right.
Well, the truth,
My edibles are
yeah,
kicking
I
in.
was just gonna say you seem like you're high, but also like here's the truth is that I just know I'm good.
Oh, I never said I wasn't good. I know I'm good.
You
I'm
did.
just
You
saying.
just said, "How do we know if our music's good?" And I'm saying, like, I just know. I just know. I especially know if people don't get it. Like, this is my superpowers is that like if someone doesn't get the song, I'm like that means it's even cooler because like if you get it, it
Wow.
means it's no, but that means that it's not it doesn't sound like now. It doesn't sound like relevant or cool or interesting to you now, but it will.
That's very optimistic.
Well,
I have
just
this thing
saying.
right now.
You
I
got to
have
have
this
that kind
thing.
of optimism. The world's hard. You got to think that way. All of us, everybody should think that way. It's like you have to, even if someone doesn't get you, they eventually people will be like, oh, they were onto something.
I definitely think what I'm doing right now.
Is this a double episode? I do recognize that we've gone over an hour.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
we
I don't
have.
know. I think we forgot that you guys were all watching.
No, I really enjoy making music. I always believe that I think that I believe in our talent and our ability to write things that are relatable to people and to connect to people and all that kind of stuff. But there's definitely, I think my self-doubt is always an indicator to me that I am at the very least, taking a risk and trying something
Yeah,
new. I don't, I
sure.
think it's at this point in my life, like I can write a song and know pretty quickly, like, oh, this is good, or this is strong, or this needs some work or whatever. But the music I'm writing right now certainly feels a bit like I'm definitely trying out some new things and some new ideas that um feel, like I think it's I'm not I when I say that I don't trust people, I think I just don't trust myself yet. I just don't know exactly what I'm trying to create.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good. I think that in conclusion, I will say that, like we said at the beginning, I think that our process works. It's always worked. Like we have different approaches and we have a different way of looking at things and talking about our art, but ultimately we challenge each other in different ways. We come at it from different directions, and I think we complement each other, and I think we make each other
Hmm.
better.
Yeah, or we won't really know. We could be making each other worse. Like we could just break up the band and try to go solo, and then we could find out that we've actually been holding each other back all these years. We just don't know yet.
Ah,
Anyways, all right. Well, I gotta go do nothing because it's a pandemic, so it's mostly just this. But I think an hour is enough. I'm also starting to feel like even though I didn't do drugs, I do feel like I'm on drugs. So I gotta
yeah.
go. It could be
Um,
an allergy to basil. Just bringing it right back to the beginning.
Thank you to
Yeah.
everybody who tuned in and watched. A reminder to those that just signed on that we are making the Where Does the Good Go t-shirt as promised. It's the pre-order just launched right now. Thanks to Emmy for another amazing design, and thanks to all of you for watching. We'll see you next Thursday. Bye, Sarah.